Mono Red Gobos versus Wakatake. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Do they have sweepers? I'm gonna kick it off with this guy. Okay. So the World Wagon. I'm not gonna add anything else. I can't in this turn anyway, but I'm also not intending to. Oh, it deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creatures. So, here we go. Stadium Headliner. It's gonna deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay, they can crew. Okay, I see. They can still crew. But then I will burst lightning. So I'm gonna attack only with these 3. So I'll also take out their wagon. That thing has double strike. I whipped twice here, right? Yeah. Summon Fenrir. Goblin. I'm gonna keep the 2 kind of utility creatures around. Okay, they're double blocking, so I need to, before first strike, I'm gonna activate this twice so that I can take out both creatures first. And unless they have a sweeper in their backhand, this game is over. Mono Red Goblins steamrolling to victory. Mono Red Goblins versus Tans. 1 land only. No. 3 lands. Yes. I'll take 1 Krenko here. Krenko. So next turn, probably play the Howlsquad Heavy. Maybe, or I need to... I might need to... No, I'm gonna do the following. Yeah, I have to take that out. Off to the races. Exile. Okay. Let's play the heavy. Yep, Menace. Can't block that one. Can only block the token. Alright, so this guy can now add 3 mana already. So next turn's gonna be a pretty nice one, I would say. And this has haste. So next turn is gonna be big. So let's see. Definitely not gonna block. Not with my Howlsquad Heavy. So, playing these two is kind of free. I don't need to be afraid of sweepers from green. 5 mana. Krenko. Activate. Everything has haste. Activate. I can fling, but I don't need to. Not the headliners. Not the headliners, because I might want to use them to take out something else. Alright, I think this is a pretty commanding position. Absolutely. Alright, so again, overrunning the opponent completely here with mono red goblins. Yeah, definitely, if things turn out nicely, then yeah, you can definitely create an amazing board pretty quickly. Yeah, so decks that can't interact with your creatures, I would say, have a disadvantage. They really need to be able to remove like the key cards, like this guy who creates, you know, everything that creates the tokens specifically is a problem. All right, but let's see what the next matches bring to the table for mono red goblins. Mono red goblins versus the brilliant magic with class. Okay, we have, yeah, the land situation is absolutely acceptable. Okay, so they are Boros Convoke, which is they got the they got a good start here. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. All right, not too bad, not too bad. What am I going to do next? Squee or Howlsquad? I'm going to the Howlsquad. Okay, the opponent's going super wide, but I can go wide too. But now the question is, who has the pump everything card? Okay. Witchstalker Frenzy. So, I'm going to attack with 3, so this is going to cost 1. Wait, let's see what happens. Let's go to full control here before we do anything. Okay, so I can sack this and deal 4 to the knight if I want to. I can also use the let's see how they block first. Just a token. Sure. Alright, so they're gonna attack big. I'm gonna use the Witchstalker Frenzy. This game is gonna be decided by who has the kind of payoff card here. Who are the Searslicer, right? Yeah. Okay, so that doesn't... No need to interact with that. Okay, opponent's attacking with everything. Frenzy that. Take 6. Six times 2 is 12, so they have 12 damage already. Can they get a haster somehow? Yeah, okay. Well, that's GG. Alright, good game. I'll block here, but it's not gonna be enough. Okay, yeah, that was... Both decks are a little bit similar, like slightly, because they go wide and pump the board or to some extent. But in this case, yeah. Burrow's Convoke got ahead of me. Okay, no matter. On to the next game. Mono Red Goblins versus Crafty Light Mine. Alright, the Hordemaster's already gonna get a good trigger here, because that will die. Oh no, it doesn't. Sacker? Wait. That didn't count? Oh, going for land. Oh, they were lacking lands. Which is not so good for a landfall deck. No attack either. Okay, so I can take out both Chocobos here, theoretically. Oh my god, but my creatures have haste, so I'm just gonna go for this. I think that's already enough. Attack, 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 attack. Attack, attack with only the tokens. And there we go. Going wide and big thanks to the Rundvelt Hordemaster. Definitely an important part of the equation. But even if these were all 1/1s, I would still be packing a lot of damage. So Howlsquad Heavy giving haste to Krenko is also a nice thing to do. All right, on to the next game. Just look at these white boards. Mono red Goblins versus the mighty Gaza. Bashtronaut, this Searslicer, yeah. Opponent's red too, okay. Alright, are they gonna take it out? Okay, works for me. Not a spectacular Searslicer, but it's fine. Oh, this is good. Taking out this and then playing the Hordemaster here is a pretty nice play. Getting in for some damage and creating a 2/2 Goblin. Yeah, they have to kill that. Let's see if I hit a Goblin. I do not. So this version of the deck, unfortunately, does whiff here and there. Alright, Searslicer doing a decent job here, or a good job. Let's see what the opponent is up to. Yeah. Let's take that out while we can. No blocks. I'm out of cards, though. Okay, my cards are on the table. What other two cards do you have? Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. I could double block here, but I'm not going to. Alright, let's draw something good. Yeah, Krenko. That was a pretty good draw. Do I want to keep back some blockers next turn? Yes, I do. That thing, those don't have double strike yet. They do when they have 4, so that's... Alright, so I can take out one Burnout Bashtronaut potentially. Ah, okay, they want to pump it once so that they can take out both tokens. Alright, and then they're going to pump this one with the rest. No, they're not. Okay. So that now has double strike. And a Searslicer is not too bad, too. I need to attack, though. I need to use Krenko's ability before blockers, before damage happens, because otherwise I'll be creating 2 less. So I have to do this now. Alright, definitely gonna... So they can indeed make this into a... Nah, I'm just gonna allow it to get through. Come on. They can deal 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 plus whatever it's in their hand. It's not 15, so I'm gonna be okay here, I would say. Yeah. Alright, another Searslicer. I think, yeah, nah, this is now game over. Krenko has decided the game. Oh, perfect. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was just amazing. Yeah, good game. Okay, so yeah, Goblin mirror match. I did find the better cards. I found Krenko, basically. Krenko took over here. This was just overkill at the end, and that was lucky, but it wasn't necessarily required. I think Krenko in on itself with 5 goblins, and I would have made additional goblins here immediately, was just too much for the opponent to handle. But they did try to stay in the game for as long as possible, getting me down to 11. But all right. Mono Red Goblins 4-1 today's run. Definitely a fun deck to play, but more on that in the recap. So, Mono Red Goblins. This is a little bit different than the last version I played. It doesn't run the Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which gives you a little bit of a worse matchup against reanimation decks. But I think this deck prefers to just be fast, get to the board, and attack, than doing some of those shenanigans. And this also doesn't have a lot of the exhaust creatures. So this is a more goblin attack kind of approach. So you have 2 token creators. You have the Searslicer, which creates tokens whenever you attack, and the Howlsquad Heavy, which just creates a token at combat. So those are kind of your... And Squee, of course, as well. Squee can also create tokens. So there's 3 token creators and 4. Krenko. Krenko just creates X, where X is the amount of goblins you have, just by tapping. So 4 token creators here to flood the board. Then you have 2 1-drops. One which can also act as a token creator, but also as a removal. So this is great removal here. For 2 mana, you can sacrifice it, and it'll deal damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. So that's usually a lot. The Bashtronaut is just a good 1/1, which will start your engines, so it'll get your speed going. And once it has max speed, it has double strike, and it's also a great mana sink because for 2 it gets +1/+0. So in the mid to late game, you can use your mana to pump this up. For example, Howlsquad Heavy, also adding mana for each goblin you control, can also be used, for example, for that. Then you have the one of Rundvelt Hordemaster, which gives your goblins +1/+1. So this is kind of the overlord here, with the added ability that when a goblin dies, you can exile the top card of the library, and if it's a goblin, you may cast it until the end of next turn. Now, this ability in this version of the deck is a little bit unreliable, because this version also runs a few non-goblin cards in the form of the Love Song and the Frenzy. So this, as well as the Burst Lightning. So there are a few non-goblin spells in this deck, so they make your Hordemaster's secondary ability a little bit unreliable, but it can still hit, so it's mainly here for the +1/+1. It's kind of an overlord. So this is your overlord effect. The the Defaced Gallery also has an overlord effect, kind of. So whenever you attack, all creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. So that's also a big damage boost. So yeah, that basically covers it. And then you have Burst Lightning and Witchstalker Frenzy. You do want to have a little bit of removal as well to take out, problematic cards on the opponent's side. And then last but not least, you have the Opera Love Song, which can act as a pump spell, 2/+1 to 2 creatures, or exile 2 cards. You may play them until your next end step. The same goes for the Painter's Studio. So you have a mix of overlord effects, card advantage effects, token creation effects, and removal effects. So it's a pretty well-rounded deck for being a mono red deck. And for being a goblin deck as well. Then you have Cavern of Souls to potentially get around some counter magic, but because you're not only running goblins, you don't want too many. So 2 is just perfect. Yeah, that's it for the recap. I'm pretty happy with today's run. I do like this version of the deck. It's a little sad to see the Hordemaster trigger often whiffing, but the price you pay is worth it, because you do have a little bit more flexibility in the deck. So yeah, there you go. Good deck, fun to play. Even if it's red, it has a cool theme to it. Goblins are pretty fun. And yeah, without further ado, as usual, thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena, and peace.